So we have reached that pinnacle moment. After the event has officially ended for the Titanic teddy bear, we are now left with the rest of the event huges, all of the event gift bags, everything related to Thanksgiving essentially. But I have never seen in my entire life since the beginning of Pet Simulator 99 a huge be under 20 million gems for the longest time. I know the biggest thing that people are probably wondering is, should I even invest in any of these event pets? Seeing that both of these huges from the event, and these are the lower tier ones that we were able to create, the red wolf and the scarecrow dog. Now, it is going to take a little bit of time for these to actually go up, considering the fact that the dog was created and the wolf is still creatable. Of course, the valuation of this is going to continue to go down. Is it smart to go ahead and buy these? It's probably a lot cheaper, and honestly, it's free if you decide to go ahead and create these on your own, meaning that this is just free profit for you at the end of the day. However, if it's easier for you to actually just go out into the trade plaza and just buy these huges, for example, at the price listed here at 17.5 million, if you were to get 100 of these, technically 99 because that's the most that we can equip right now, you would literally only be spending under 2 billion gems. This would only cost somebody 1.7 billion gems. Granted, if the price continues to stay that it is right now. Obviously, not everybody is going to be able to afford that, but a lot of players that took advantage of this brand new update obviously could just buy all of these and just save it as an investment for later. The only other huge that I specifically remember, which was the huge Happy computer, on the release of this update, I remember it actually being sold for 15.2 million gems. Now, obviously, we're picking apples and oranges from this, but this is the only comparable pet that I can physically think of from that long ago with such a low price comparable to the red wolf today. Thinking about it, I kind of do miss this event, considering the fact that this was such a big deal back then, especially with the amount that the game was giving us at the beginning of the update. We're almost going back down memory lane, guys. If you remember this update, let me know down in the comments because this was such a big deal back then. And for those that did not experience this update, guys, this was a really, really groundbreaking update. And I know that's kind of cringe to think about, but this was a really, really big deal because of the fact that we did have a huge event that was brand new to the game. And it was amazing. This did last us a while, so it didn't last like 2 or 3 days. I remember maybe it lasting like almost a week. It's kind of hard to remember, and obviously this is the update that we were given ultimates and everything, so this was something that was amazing back then. And it was the release of Tech World, so our second world inside of the game. I had to go find the video from my previous videos from like forever ago to basically try to find the price that the huge Happy computer was currently at back then. This is update 4, so this was a very long time ago. Now I know the biggest question is it smart to invest in this either way? A huge is a huge, and if you're able to get it for 17 or 16 million at that, isn't it just better to go buy these? Or is it better to just still collect the autumn teddy bear and the autumn chest mimic? Now, this is plausible, and this is a very, very, very valid question. We currently have a leaderboard battle currently going on. The winners, obviously, they get to win a huge chest mimic. There's a regular base, a golden base, and a rainbow base. However, you need a lot of these in order to actually be on that leaderboard. So, what happens when you have people out there who are trying to compete inside of the leaderboard? They're going to consistently buy any of these little pets. But the problem is it still worth just keeping these to sell? It depends, actually. So if this little rainbow teddy bear is worth 500k, and this is valid based on the little deal thing right here, we'll say that this is the normal amount that you need. We still need 100 of these to make at least 10, and we're talking about 10 chest mimics. So we're gonna go ahead and do the math real quick. If we were to buy 100 of these at the price that it's currently at, we would be spending spending 50 million gems. But the problem is, are people still out there spending that much buying these? There's this little tiny one right over here, and this is 100,000, and they're selling 10 of them. If somebody were to go out and buy this, they would be able to make one chest mimic. So this is 1 million gems. So I guess this piques my interest just a tiny bit. But the problem is, would it be smart to convert these, or would it be smart to basically sell all of these? The problem is, you have to find the buyer in order to get these to be sold. And I don't think that's worth the time actually doing any of that. Every once in a while, I will see some of these little baby pets sell, but I see these sell faster when they're priced way lower than the actual wrap. So the last video that I did talking about how nobody wanted these, the situation has kind of flipped over. Nobody wants the little teddy bears and the little mimics because they're really expensive now. They didn't lose value, and if they did lose value, it's still not by enough to be buyable by a lot of people. They still maintain their prices inside of the trade hub, but it's still expensive to become number one on the leaderboard, basically. And this is losing value as we speak. So obviously you do have people out there that are buying this to go ahead and invest in, or you have players out there that are buying it because it's a huge that's worth 19 million gems basically, and even lower. Somebody actually bought the autumn teddy bears finally after like a few minutes for 1 million gems, and that was only 10. Now let's say I decide to go into my inventory, right? And we're gonna use this as an example. This is still valid because we do still have people buying stuff in here. So remember, it's still a valid thing. So that person had them up for 100,000 each. I have 131. So if I were to basically times that, that's 13,100,000 gems. That's without me converting anything. And if I were to decide to basically convert those, well, the person just left, but they had their little mimic up here for 2 million, which was still a good deal according to the actual chart right over here. If you were to see it, like the little wrap thing, I would still be able to create, I believe, 13 of these, meaning that I would only be able to make one huge. So if I were to have sold those for 2 million a piece, we're going to go ahead and times that by 10, I would be making around 20 million gems. Now it's kind of ironic because you're going to make the same amount anyways. I did see somebody buy some of the red wolves up here for 19.2 million, so it completely depends on how much you're going to put into work selling some of the stat pets to convert those and then just come over here and sell the huge pet, or you're going to be making almost the same amount with the regular stat pets, granted if you're selling them the way that I'm showing you right now. Of course, the only ones that would actually change somewhat of a difference to this are the rainbow ones. The golden one not too much, because I saw somebody else sell a golden one which was 21.4 million gems, and I'm assuming that's probably the same price almost as much as it could be. One thing that I wanted to go ahead and talk about was seeing how low the rainbow one actually went down. So obviously we do have the regular one which is being sold under 20 million gems, then you have the regular golden one which is 21.2, which is still kind of crazy, and then the upgraded version which is barely 40 million gems. Now I'm kind of curious because this is not the only huge that we have on here that was from this event. So we have the huge scarecrow dog. These two things are going to be almost the same price. Now, somebody did tell me that these are still hatchable, so you could basically still get these inside of the game. I'm not 100% sure on that because I haven't really checked myself, because once the event obviously updated, my main focus was the main event. So if you could still hatch these, let me know down in the comments down below, because I have absolutely no idea if these are still obtainable. It's kind of crazy if all of these huges and everything are still obtainable. So it looks like the most like the most common price to see these listed at is 2 million gems basically. It seems like a lot of the players out here are just trying to basically get rid of most of these things, but no, it looks like a lot of these pets are just being sold out now. Wow, somebody didn't even buy that for 19 million gems, which is kind of crazy. So in the grand scheme of things, it's absolutely up to the player to figure out what they want to go ahead and do. Are you going to feel like you're going to want to invest in any of these huge pets? And if you do, what do you plan on doing with them specifically? Do you plan on saving them, or do you plan on basically selling them? Do you need huge pets and you're basically going out to buy them because they're only worth that much? Or are you going to go ahead and sell the little baby pets and make gems that way? Either way, both methods are completely still valid in this event. However, once the reward rewards start kicking in for the leaderboards, then yes, those stat pets are not going to be worth anything. And of course, the huge pets will still maintain their value. After the event is completely gone by next week or so, by Saturday, they will slowly start to rise again because they're not makeable. But again, it's going to take some time unless something happens in the trade hub where people start inflating things naturally because they want to go ahead and maintain a higher price on some of these. So it completely depends on what happens in the future. For me specifically, I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna be doing with my gems because I just decided to go ahead and do something, and that's what's gonna happen in the next video upload. So let me know down in the comments down below what you guys plan on doing with these pets. And in my next video upload, I'll go ahead and pick 2 people to win a huge pet from my box. And until then, I will see you guys all later. Bye everyone! Okay, so from my last video upload, I promised everybody from the keyword Bob's, what did I say? Bob like sushi? Bob's like sushi. That somebody would win a huge pet that is signed by me and a fossil dragon. So congratulations to the 2 lucky players out there that just won today. So the first person is Lucky Rosamond. Congrats. Boom, 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 boom. How many question marks? Those are not question marks. Those are exclamation points. Bye, pet. Bye. And let's go ahead and look for the fossil dragon. And I might have put it back in my box. Oh my gosh. All right. I pulled it out of the box. I finally found it. And the next person to win is her sombrero. Say sombrero. I can't. Oh my gosh. Hemaburo. Luffy from One Piece. Because that's what I can see right here. Uh-oh, no way. I got rid of it. Oopsie, 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 oopsie. Okay, bye.